when you start getting tattooed so heavily, I don't know, it's like the path kind of opens up. Your head opens up. So as I said, nothing looks like a taboo anymore. I am Michela Bottin and I'm 32. I'm Italian, but I now work here in New York at Soho Inc. I grew up in the very north of Italy, a very small village, a few thousand people, and a very family-style village where, everybody know each other, and, it was just a very healthy and happy childhood and, experience. All my tattoo journey, anyway, happened when I was there, and everybody was very, maybe surprised, but not judgmental at all, because they knew me anyway. They knew my parents, and they knew who I am. So I was never an alien. I was still like their daughter, maybe a little bit nuts, but still their daughter, and still there. One of the friends and family around there.
What made you want to get tattooed for the first time?
Oh, my sister, absolutely. As every younger sister, I just wanted whatever she had. I was very, very young. It was like in my teenager years. So I wanted to be different. So I wanted piercings or tattoos or stuff like that. Of course, it took years for me to get one, but that's definitely the reason why I started wanting a tattoo so bad, because she got it. So I went to the shop and I just picked for the thingy, and it was an elf that I got covered. The placement was wrong, and picking up for a book, I remember seeing once I was on holiday, I saw another girl that had it, being around a swimming pool and seeing this woman that had the same exact thing. So that kind of taught me that that's not the way it was supposed to be. I rushed it, so that's why I kind of regretted it, because I just wanted a tattoo. Because of my sister, I just wanted whatever. I didn't even pick, as I said, it was at the moment. You go there is a catalog. I was collecting little elf statues back in the day, so I thought, okay, an elf, I'm not gonna regret it, because I love elves, I collect elves, it has its meaning. But no, that's not. That's why actually the first real tattoo, and the first that actually made left a print on me, is definitely the Beatles one. So it was very important for me, and I remember thinking about it, getting myself an appointment, and getting it done, and it was a totally different experience. I remember it like my first tattoo. And I started collecting work in a different way, with a different quality, and that is just, it just started. And I still have that mindset, even though practically a bunch of my body is black, this area is not gonna be, and I like to, to collect pieces from, artists I like. More than it has almost the same meaning as the subject I'm getting right now. It's not just I'm getting, I don't know, this piece because I love the piece, but I'm doing this piece from this artist I really love, so it has double the meaning, and to me it's just amazing all the time, every time. What made me feel different, it was definitely my hands. I remember the day I got my hands tattooed. I got them done at the same time, and I remember we split in 2 sessions. So we did line work first, and then eventually we colored them in. But even just having the line work, I remember feeling wow, now I'm I was looking down and I was like, now I'm tattooed. That made me feel very, very different in my, in my journey. So I did it without really being oh my God, I'm about to get my face tattooed. Of course I was oh my God, my mom's gonna kill me. But that was the only thought. I wasn't thinking really like I'm doing this massive step. And even when I did it, it never felt like, oh my God, what did I do? It always felt, very, of course you see it before you actually get tattooed. You get a stencil or a drawing or anything. But I never rushed anything I wasn't comfortable with. So I did little by little. Everything changed after I started doing black, that's for sure. My mom, she was like, you need help, because it was so different. For them, it was like meaningless. Like, this is not a cool design, or this is not like, what is this? You're having issue. Like, I remember my mom being worried that I was going through some real weird phase of my life and that eventually I would regret it, because it was just like, what are you doing? Which never happened. But then, yes, doing black definitely raised a lot of questions around me, and people were staring a little bit more because it was so weird. Tattoos, even though I come from a small place, they got popular in a heartbeat. But seeing like big chunks of black, it was something that wasn't there at the time. So everything started with a cover-up, period. I just needed a cover-up, and because someone else shared his work, I got to know Valerio Cancellier, and he actually lived an hour from me. And he used to do all this black work and stuff like that, and I messaged him. I was like, hey, I think I need a cover-up, but I think all I can do is black. So I went there for a consultation with him, and I remember he drew me a bunch of stuff that then didn't even happen. It was so funny. So I went there for a consultation to make plans, and then I went there for the appointment, and the plan was changed entirely. It was so funny because I think he just goes with kind of his guts somehow. What he does is not something you really plan. So when tattoos are fresh, so they're so strong in colors and everything, I never really liked them. But that happens all the time, even now. So I remember as soon as I got it done, I was happy, but it was like a little bit like, that's heavy. After the healing process, I remember coming out of the shower and the tattoo was all healed and it looked amazing. I remember coming out of the shower and I have a mirror straight in the front and thinking to myself, this is really good. I love it. So from there, without needing any other cover-ups, to be honest, I loved it so much and I loved his work. Like, the experience with him was kind of an experience, but it was fun. Like, he's a character. So I ended up booking more session. We started, I think it was this arm, from this arm, from this arm, everything else happened. I'm very happy with everything he did on me. Like, every time I was going there, of course, there is no telling. Like, it's not that you can go there, you can say, hey, I want this. Or like, hey, look, I want this. You just go there, and whatever he wants to do, he does. But because I like his work so much, I always trusted him blindly, and I still am always very happy with what he did on me. I've always been very shy, very timid, and very I don't know, everyone stay away a little bit. So having these tattoos, like having an extra cover, an extra armor, it definitely makes me feel more comfortable. The thing that changed my life totally is my eyes tattooed. When I got that, I gained 1,000% of confidence, because whatever is my business, whatever is happening in my life, it's my business. It's not my colleague's business, it's not my client's business, or stranger's business. But my eyes, for whatever reason, were an open window to the public, If I was sad, you could tell. If I was in a bad mood, if I was tired, you could tell. And I had tons of people telling me, and I hated it. You go somewhere and maybe you're not in 100% mood, and people telling you, oh, you look horrible today, or like, oh, is everything okay? You look sad, or stuff like that. It was pissing me off so much, because they could tell something that I didn't want them to know. So when I actually got my eyes tattooed, that finally changed, because I could have cried 5 minutes ago and you cannot tell. So that's something that finally got me to a point where I'm comfortable and confident and good. I really feel good. That's the life-changing thing for me that I would do 1,000 times all over again. And it was kind of like a complete, like the final step together with my black, let's say, that make me feel much better.
If you could start over with no tattoos, what would you do?
I would probably get exactly the same thing. Yeah, it was my journey, It's I know it may sound like, I don't know, like something that doesn't really make sense or whatever, but it was a journey. I think without those previous tattoos, I wouldn't get to these tattoos that now I feel comfortable with. So I need, it's like, of course, you only have one body. So whatever you do is your first experience. And so you kind of, on the way, you put together something, and not always the first attempt is the perfect one. So, sometimes you have to, to redo a part or redo another part. In my case, I redid most of it. But that's, it was my journey to put together what I put together now. So I'm happy with it. It's of course I suffered double the time, but that's okay. Like, it's absolutely okay.